Someone recently asked me on a YouTube comment asking if there's a heaven and hell, which I responded to yes, there is. And then later on, they commented saying, "Can I make a detailed explanation on this topic?" And here we go. So this comment has just come in literally like a couple of seconds ago, maybe a minute ago. So I'm gonna record this video and upload it. And this is directly for you, okay, my subscriber. Hopefully, you are my subscriber. Well, what I can clearly tell you is that you are in the human world. You are in the human realm. This is what a human realm is. Okay, I have a human body. This is how it looks like. And, I'm born in favorable conditions. Some human beings are not born in favorable conditions. They're born in kind of very, very bad and torturous states. But the human being is a very good condition, very good realm to be born into. It's a very, very good destination because you have the ability to perceive nature as it is. You have the ability to perceive reality, which most other creatures on this planet Earth do not have this ability. Like, for example, if you look at your dog or your cat or virtually any other animal, every animal on Earth, they do not have the spiritual technology within themselves to perceive the subtlest natures of reality. They're just living about their lives in terms of their own survival and nothing else. Nothing more can be achieved or attained by them. Whereas for a human being, that is not the case. You have the spiritual ability to perceive the ultimate nature of life. And if you're going in this direction, that's very, very good for you. There's literally no other beneficial actions you can take for your life than to pursue the Dharma or pursue the truth. Similarly, a slightly more refined state of existence is something called as ghosts, what we refer to as ghosts, or the Buddha called them hungry ghosts. These things also exist. When a human being passes away, its physical casing is dead, decayed, yet the astral form, for lack of a better word, remains, and it's unfulfilled, and it's walking around, and it's a very kind of torturous existence also, very painful, and it can be hellish, like it can be a very big hell for you. Because, you lose your discriminatory mind. So whatever your tendencies flow, whatever kind of state of mind that you had existed with, whatever you pass away with, that is going to be how you are. That's kind of how you continue to exist. And you can literally spend 1,000 years or more in a very painful state of mind. So that's what we refer to as hell, generally, for a large extent. So that's also a very unfavorable destination to go into. Now we're heading into the realm of, well, let me just understand a little bit better here, myself better. So the problem arises here. I don't want to speak out of memory. I want to speak out of direct experience. This is just what I've been speaking out of direct experience thus far. The problem arises that you die with amnesia, and also you're born with amnesia. So I'm in a physical state, I'm in a human state, I'm in a human realm. This is the best kind of example, or the best way to describe this human existence, is this is a realm. It's a realm of existence. We're in human being form. There are animal realms, there are ghost realms, there are hellish realms, there are also angelic realms and God realms, okay? There's various other things in between. Or actually, this is basically what the Buddha said. All of these things that I've said is how many realms or how many states of existence there are in this physical creation. So because of the fact that you die with amnesia and also you're reborn with amnesia, like I, for example, I know pretty much for a fact with certainty that I was existing in this physical casing, in this physical state, as in the human realm, just before this guy was born. I was also a guy, a male figure somewhere in Thailand, meditating, being a Buddhist monk. And then I passed away, and the trauma of passing away, and also nature kind of takes care of you to cleanse the old. And then again, I was soaked in the womb for 9 months, and my mom gave birth to me, and I barely remember the first 3 years of my life. Nature kind of takes away that memory. And then 3 years onwards, whatever the most intense, just think about this. The first memory that you have in this physical life is the most intense memory. Usually it's something very intense. That's just how it is for most people. That's when your consciousness kind of becomes awake and aware. Just Maybe this is not true. Tell me in the comments, at least for your sake. So you die and you have no perception, you have no understanding as to where you just came from, how you were before this guy was born. I don't even know either. I desperately want to know, and I will know, because this is a huge possibility. You know, the reason why I can't know, the reason why I don't know is because too much stuff inside of me. Too much memory inside. Even this shirt, you know, I haven't washed the shirt in a couple of days. The memory of this shirt is impacting me, and it's preventing me from going down to the depths of my reality. Not to say that if I clean my shirt, it's going to be some magical thing. Yeah, it'll help. But still, you know, the subtlest levels of memory, it clouds your consciousness. It clouds your perception. This is why I advocate not eating meat. It's just like so horrendous and horrific. If you're on the spiritual path and you're eating meat, you're basically throwing an anchor and dragging an anchor. Don't eat animals. Okay, very bad for you. So you die, you don't have any perception of what has passed, you won't have any perception of what's to come for the future. You can know both. So, you know, I don't want to speak out of memory, but I will. Inevitably, I'm going to have to, and I'm going to choose to. Why? Because I've studied the Buddha's teachings, and also have some small glimpses into this. But the reason why I'm sharing you this little kind of preface here is because I want to know the ultimate nature of reality, and I want to know my past lives, my past births. I desperately want to know. Why? Just to fully solidify myself in this, you know, as a spiritual being. I want to know literally everything. Or I could say more confidently that I want to know literally everything that Sadhguru has known. Or everything that Sadhguru has capable of knowing, because he's a human being in this current state, walking around the planet just as I am. And I know he's far more advanced and evolved than me. And so, you know, okay, Buddha was past. I don't really know who the Buddha was. I can't see him. But Sadhguru is walking this earth just as I am. So I want to know everything that there is to know about life just as Sadhguru is. I don't want to know anything less. I want to be Sadhguru, literally a copy of Sadhguru. Like, you know, identical photocopy. So, yes, there are hells. Yes, there are heavens also. Just looking at this physical state of mind, you can experience both. You can experience hell. You know, I've experienced a hell on earth before. Very, very tragic and painful. And also I've experienced heavenly states. Right now I'm in somewhere in between. I'm like an angelic state. I'm just feeling very blissful and happy virtually the entire day of my time here in this physical existence. I've just made myself like this. I've removed the obstacles which prevent me from exploring my life fully and from damaging my body and my soul. So I'm just, you know, when you remove the obstacles, when you remove the drag in a car, well, naturally your life is gonna go forward. And something like a bullet, it's so refined, it's so least amount of resistance that it can travel so fast. So that's how you are. You're making yourself more aerodynamic. And then thankfully for us, we live in a blissful universe. This creation has been made, designed, engineered in a way where it's utterly ecstatic. If it wasn't this case, if it wasn't like this, if the universe was hellish, and when you became just subtly calm and relaxed, and you would tune into the nature of the reality, you would feel an extreme sense of pain. That would be very, very bad. That would be a true horror. You'd be in a true prison. But that's not the case, fortunately. And why? Because the creator is benevolent. I don't know any other way of concluding this. So because the universe is blissful and ecstatic, if you just calm your mind down, if you just relax and don't do anything, and you connect to the universe or the existence itself, you become so ecstatic. You become so blissful, so energetically alive and potent and everything. You know, I just talked to my friend here. I had to end the call with him because I wanted to make this video. And he asked me, why am I wearing earrings? I'm wearing earrings because I want to be blissful, because I am blissful. So these earrings make me a lot more blissful. Like at least 10% they add to my blissfulness, you know? So I'm going to title this video something along the lines of like, is there hell or heaven? Yeah, that's very, very good. So yes, there is. So again, you can experience these states within yourself, but fundamentally also, we're gonna now take a look at what the Buddha said. You know, one of the wisest human beings to ever walk this planet Earth. And the Buddha said, The right view is that there is heaven, there is hell, there is earth, plane, earth realm, earth existence, there is animal existence, there is an existence of hungry ghosts, there is an existence of asuras, they're kind of warrior angelic beings. There is an existence of devas, also angelic beings, very peaceful, and there is an existence of brahmas or Brahma, which is a god state, god realm. To get to the God realm, the Buddha said you have to do basically generosity, you have to good, even when you have to do good or you have to give things away. Like, for example, if someone asks you for food and you're hungry and you have a plate of food, just give it to that person. That'll be ultimately raise you up. But not just this, meditate, practice loving kindness, just do pious, spiritual, moral things, and you can go towards the God realm. But that shouldn't be your objective, that shouldn't be your desire, simply because even if you're delusional and you do some positive things and you die, unfortunately you die and you get reincarnated into the heavenly realm or into the God realm, unfortunately. The reason why I say it's unfortunately because it's so blissful, it's so ecstatic, it's so amazing, there is no pain. It's just you're in an utterly refined state of existence. But fortunately for you, the karma that you have set for yourself, the actions that you have laid forth, that will take a long time to burn up. Those states of existence, as far as the Buddha said and claimed, they last for millions and even billions of years. Can you imagine billions of years of utter ecstasy and pleasure and bliss? Oh, yes. So you're there for a couple of million years, couple of billion years, whatever it is, and then that karma gets exhausted, you burn up the fuel, and then you go straight to hell. You go straight to the lowest forms of hell that there is in existence. And the Buddha also said there are these Avicii hells where it's very, very painful, very, very torturous. It's like, he describes, there are various states of this, okay? Just like a human state and an animal state, even though we're on the same planet, the human world and the animal world, you can't compare the two, okay? Even though we have a human body, we have a human body, but we're also an animal with animal instincts. We have an animal body, yet we cannot be compared to animals. We're not animals. We are far more evolved than animals. Even the difference between us and the closest genetic relative is like chimpanzees or whatever it is. It's 2%. It's humongous difference. They have no capability to understand their inner nature, whereas we do. And that makes all the difference. So the human realm is a very favorable destination to go into because you have a very good balance between pain and pleasure. So this human body, this human earth, this earth creation, this earth body is designed in a way, well, it's not just the design, it's just the realm that we live in. It's a kind of a very coarse existence, it's the earth body and it's water inside and air and fire and the 5 elements. So even me sitting on this chair like I'm sitting in, I'm already starting to get a little bit uncomfortable. My body's a little bit starting to feel pain inside because I've been sitting for a long time. And there is the difference, okay? So if I'm in some favorable destination, some blissful thing, I can't see the reality. It's very difficult for me to examine the nature of reality, to see the ultimate truth, the underlying truth. If I'm just lost and deluded with pleasure, sensual pleasures, well, I won't be able to perceive the contrast. Whereas in a human form, very easy to perceive the contrast, okay? Even if you're some prince, you're born in other pleasure and ecstasy, like if I'm some wise master, I'm a meditation master, I come to you and I say, hey buddy, spirituality, whatever, don't worry about it. Just sit down here on this bed or sit down here on the floor, cross your legs, close your eyes, 30 minutes, sit, don't move, 30 minutes. There's all the spirituality you need. In the first 5 minutes, you're going to realize, oh my God, this body is such a burden. 5 minutes, not 10 hours, not a lifetime. 5 minutes is all it takes, okay? Sit on the floor, legs crossed, arms folded, whatever you want to do. Make sure your legs are crossed, that's the most important thing. Close your eyes. Keep your palms open, like this, crossed or open, it doesn't matter. In 5 minutes time, you'll realize, okay, something needs to be changed. So if you're very deluded, you won't be able to sit like that for a long time. You're going to go straight to some distracting yourself towards sensual pleasures. You're going to go eat something or drink something or talk to someone or distract yourself in some way. So pain, you need to investigate pain. Not to say that you should go and torture yourself and be full of pain, not like this, but investigate the reality, okay? First of all, why is there pain? Second of all, why is there this craving for getting rid of pain, or craving towards distracting yourself of pain, or craving towards going towards essential pleasures away from pain? So you're only going towards pleasure and away from pain. If you're doing that, your heart is not at ease. My heart is at ease because I have stopped going towards pleasure and stopped moving away from pain. I don't care. In this sense of the word, I don't care, but also in a larger sense of the word, I care much more greatly than anyone else probably in the universe. And I'm greatly moving towards the pleasurable aspects of life and moving away from the painful aspects of life. I know this is a contradiction, but hear me out, okay? So my heart is no longer craving for pleasure and being averse to pain. That's the cycle that I've broken, severed within myself. So I'm just naturally peaceful and at ease. And I can sit here, you know, if I'm put in a jail cell and I have no access to food, water, anything. People, you know, like my friend Carlos Fernandez is telling me, hey, why? You're all alone here. Aren't you going mad? Aren't you going crazy? No. This is so peaceful. I literally haven't talked to a single person in 2 days, only online. I guess maybe that counts, maybe it doesn't count. I don't know. But everything is peaceful and fine for me. Why? Because I've learned to enjoy my own inner nature. Not to say that I'm some sort of delusional human being. Oh, you go hit me with a rock and oh, I'm enlightened. I don't care. I'm peaceful. No. Okay? No. You hit me a rock, I'll run away from the rock. Why? Because it's just a natural thing to do. Yet within myself, I don't need anything. Okay? So I can sit here peacefully for 1,000 years and it'll be fine, and I'll just be, you know, it'll be fine and very, very peachy. So looking at someone like Sadhguru, that man has mastered his elements. He's so blissful within himself. It's amazing. So even though I'm enlightened, spiritually liberated, and I have realization, it doesn't really matter because it matters a lot. But also, just looking in the physical aspects of things, you know, I'm a yogi and I want to balance the elements of my body. So I still have not figured out a way for me to eat conducively without my body going into some sort of frenzies. So now I'm learning to eat a raw food diet, or mainly raw food. Like I make myself salads, no cooked vegetables, and red kidney beans or chickpeas. That's doing very well for my body. And I want to go away from eating even canned food. I want to, you know, sprout my beans and grains and everything. I want to eat things that are alive. Why? Because I'm alive and I want to be alive. Unlike you, when you're eating dead flesh, that you're going towards death and ignorance. By the way, eating meat is ignorance. So coming back to this topic of hell, the Buddha said that hell existence is, there are beings in hell which are, they lead themselves into the hell realms also. They're like supervisors of hell, or they're like guardians or guards of hell. So they're in hell. They're slightly more favorable condition because they're torturing you, or they're making sure that you're getting adequate torture. And it's like in today's day and age, you go to prison and people are prisoners, and then there's the prison guards. Well, the prison guard is also in prison, but he can leave and he can kind of enjoy himself, but he's still in prison. He's still in a bad destination. So just like this, there are various stages of hell. And why? Because God is some evil man and God is really punishing you and God created these things? Not really, no. It's you create these whole things for yourself, okay? So the most evil action you can make, or the most gross, unwise, delusional action you can possibly create, is killing your mother, killing your father, killing an enlightened being, injuring a world spiritual teacher like a Buddha, and creating a schism or division in a spiritual community. Like, for example, I'm living in this last one may be hard for you to understand, but right now I'm living in this community, or I'm by myself here in this yoga center, 156 acres of land, by myself, completely alone, 1 hour away from civilization. And let's say I have some community here, 10 people that are under my guidance and under my protection. I'm teaching them and sharing my wisdom with them. And then you come along, where some wise, delusional human being comes and tries to take, he's like competing with me, and he tries to take followers of mine to something, or try to divide ideas, or try to convince some people. Well, okay, if he's doing that truthfully to clear up the confusion in his mind, okay, that's fine. But if he succeeds out of his own delusion, he will strengthen his karma to such an extent where you'll fall into the lowest states of hell. And other beings have done that in the past. If you're worried about this, don't worry about this. It's not going to happen to you. If you're watching my video, that's literally impossible. Okay. But that's just I'm telling you what the Buddha said. So, you create these things out of your own delusion, out of your own ignorance. You create some very bad actions in your own mind, and naturally, at the time of death, you fall into the worst states of hell, and you suffer basically to an eternity. Not eternity in terms of forever, forever, infinity. Eternity being, a billion years is basically an eternity, okay? You might as well say a billion years is an eternity. Why? Because human Earth is 80 years. It's like nothing. It's like poof. You might as well be a little fly. And to the larger scheme of things, it's very, very short. With that comes, again, the possibility of wisdom and insight. Because this human Earth is so short, because pain is so prevalent, because death is right there in your rear view mirror, you have the option and ability to perceive the wisest or the wiser aspects of life. You need to investigate this, okay? So it's like you're on a conveyor belt and there's a fire right there behind you. And if you just stop, you're going to fall into the fire. And you can feel the warmth, the heat of the fire. Like, oh, okay, I got to do something. I got to figure something out. You got to start walking, okay? In hell, this is not like this. And also in heaven, this is not like this. In hell, you're just tortured, okay? And you're torturing yourself ultimately. And you came there to experience the pain that you've caused yourself or others, or you're paying off the karmic debt that you've sown for yourself. Karmic debt is not some, again, you owe God or something. It's like what? I don't know. It's like I put $1,000 in my bank account. Okay, now I can go and spend it. I can enjoy spending it. It's kind of like this. It's not really a great example, but regardless. So in hell, you're just being tortured. You have no perception of the ability to investigate life. Why? Because every single moment of your day is torture. So there's also various realms of hell, like for example, this one hell is these beings torture you, and also there's prison guards there, and they really make sure that you're tortured. There's other states of hell where the Buddha said you're like born in, you're born as an animal kind of body, and it's so dark, you're so lonely, you're so hungry, and somehow your body continues to exist because whatever reason. And then once in a while, you're in this dark cave somewhere in the universe, or I don't know how this works, but I'm just telling you how this is. That every once in a while, you come across another being of the same species, like you come across something else like you, and you touch them and you notice it's moving, and you get frightened, and also you get greedy because you're hungry. So you both attack each other, you both claw each other's eyes out, or there's nothing to claw out because it's pitch black. And you kill each other. Whoever wins basically gets to feast on the other person's body. And that action alone is also unfavorable action because you're in delusional state, and you're going to seep yourself into more delusion, and the karmic debt is going to have to ultimately be more paid off with more pain, okay? So maybe this sounds a little bit fairy tale-ish for you, whatever. Just think about the human world, okay? We're going to take you back into the human realm, which you're currently in, okay? So just see this as a human realm. See yourself as becoming an observer of this place, and not necessarily you part of being this human earth, human body, or human being. So in this human realm, if you were thinking about it from very, very far away, if we're looking at us or human beings here on planet Earth, the human realm is naturally, or for the majority of human beings, this human creatures, they are moving towards the pleasurable aspects of life. They're moving towards the betterment of mankind or human beings. They're moving towards the betterment of life. So it's kind of like an instinctual nature of a human being to go and help someone if they see someone struggling. You notice that? If you're driving on a car and some animal is suffering, and if you're not some completely delusional person like living in Texas, he's like, you're some guy, you're some person. Okay, I don't want to give bad Texas name, but it's like if you're some guy and you're thinking, oh, life is about being testosterone and having guns and eating meat and all this stuff, and you want to crush the living beings, well, you're going to set yourself into a lower state of existence, no doubt about it, okay? But generally speaking, I want to move away from this, from talking bad about people like this. So I want to just share with you the facts here. That human beings, the majority of human beings on this planet Earth, they're moving towards helping other life. Do you notice this? Yes, this is the case. So again, whenever you see someone struggle, you want to help them out, and this is the kind of natural tendency of a human form. Why is this? Is this because we've been engineered this way? No, it's not like this. It's because your positive tendencies, wherever you are in the universe, has led to you forming a body, which is the human body. This is the human realm. And you don't get to be a human being without positive karma, without positive actions. So you're here in this human birth as a human realm, thankfully because of your past good deeds. So you can't come into this existence without, doing some positive things for yourself and for your life. And because the natural karma that you've done, the good deeds, it continues on. It's like fuel. It continues on. And fortunately, you have many opportunities for you to do good deeds in this human earth. And the more good you deeds, the better your condition of life internally and also externally gets. And then you can progress farther and farther into this universe until ultimately the day you die, you can go into higher states of existence. And if you have wisdom and you go into a higher state of existence, well, you'll be dissolved there. So it's really no problem. It's only a problem when you're delusional and you accidentally do some very favorable thing to someone and something, but you have no wisdom and you go straight to the heaven, and then you'll fall back down into hell and the whole cycle will repeat. Why? No wisdom, no insight, delusion and amnesia. Okay, you can't remember. That's the biggest problem. Why can't you remember? Is the universe some cruel thing? No. Okay, try to remember what you did yesterday. Okay, tell me. Oh, why can't I? Yeah, tell me what you did yesterday. Okay, if I have to remember what I did, Jesus, yesterday was like a whole total existence. Okay, I'm just living right now. I don't really, I'm not paying attention to yesterday. I'm also not paying attention now. I'm just like right now. So yesterday, oh God, even thinking about what I ate yesterday. What did I eat yesterday? Okay, I had some bananas. I kind of remember that because it was so intense. I had some bananas and like some salad or something. That's it. A third thing I won't be able to remember. So you remembering your past lives, forget about it. Even remembering your little childhood, like, in the womb where your body's basically forming, yeah, good luck, okay? Not possible. So this is why you're suffering, this is why you're struggling, because amnesia, you can't remember. So this is the human birth, and again, you do favorable actions, you're going to be reborn in favorable states. Human birth is very favorable, and you need to do good actions. And if you're unfortunate, if you don't have delusion, and you can't say if you're not fortunate. If you're fortunate, it doesn't matter what state of condition you're in a human being. If you're absolutely the worst physical casing you've come into this life, or the worst, the hellish conditions, it's still extremely fortunate that you're born as a human being. Extremely. Why? Because you have the wisdom necessary that's required for you to study and investigate life. Okay? It's like if the only place that you could study science was in Harvard University, and literally no other place on planet Earth you could study science, and then somehow magically Harvard accepted you into this university, and now you're there, you have now the possibility of studying science. So you should thank God. Oh my God, now I have the possibility. It doesn't mean that you're going to. Maybe you can go to the washroom and smoke cigarettes and do whatever you want, look at the toilet water for the rest of the time that you're there. That's also a possibility. But at least the possibility, the option is open for you to study science. So similarly, being born as a human being, you have the possibility of studying the Dharma. Eternal laws of nature, okay? So, unfortunately, some human beings are not like this. They're born as a human being for doing favorable actions, and then they take this opportunity to do some hellish things with themselves. They kill their parents, they kill police officers, they kill other human beings, they kill children, babies. They do rob, steal, plunder, intoxicate their minds. Intoxicating your mind is very, very bad. It's very hellish, by the way. Do not do it. Do not ever do it, okay? I made some huge, big mistakes as it relates to this, and still I'm paying the consequences. My brain hurts, okay? I've lit my head on fire. Not wise, not good, not sane thing to do. Please, learn from my lesson, learn from my mistakes. Do not ever consume anything that alters your mind. Anything, okay? If you're struggling with a little bit of a headache or some pain and you get some little aspirin or Tylenol super strength and it gets you a little bit woozy, better you don't do it. Better you go drink some natural herbal tea. Why? Because these things are so dangerous. You have no idea how dangerous they are. Oh my God. They will literally send you into a different realm of existence, and they can really, really hurt you. Fortunately, I don't want to speak bad on myself. I didn't hurt myself permanently. So these things are impermanent. I didn't do any permanent damage to myself. So I'm still recovering from this, and I will recover from this fully. But trust me, don't do it. Drop it. All these things, don't even resell it. If you have it, throw it in the trash, in the toilet. That's where they belong. So some human beings, they do very bad things. They perform sexual misconduct. Ultimately, there's only 5 things you can do here, which will really, really hurt you. Number 1 is you can kill, so don't kill. Number 2 is don't steal. Number 3 is don't lie. Number 4 is don't intoxicate your mind. And number 4 is don't commit sexual misconduct. Don't intoxicate your mind and don't commit sexual atrocities. Okay? Say it like this. So let's talk about this lying, because I can hear you're thinking, oh, lying. This is going to be very, very important, valuable for you to learn and hear. Lying, okay, lying. Very, very big, very bad mistake. The Buddha said that there is one type of lie that will send you to the lowest states of hell, or send you to a very bad destination. And it is this, okay? Let's say you're part of a spiritual community. Let's say you're part of, let's say, the Buddhist order. Even if you come here, let's say you're a subscriber of mine, you come to this monastery, this yoga center that I've acquired here, and you talk to me, and you're saying, oh yeah, I can levitate, and I can do various things, and I can this, and I can that, and I can do. Why? Because you want status, you want some people to pay attention to you. Well, the severity of your delusion, the severity of your ignorance, that's literally how bad you're going to suffer and be miserable. Because lying, there's degrees of lying, and lying about spiritual attainments is like as high as it gets. Why? Why are you lying about spiritual attainments? Well, you're so delusional. You think that if you lie, if you know it's not true, but if you lie, if you think you're gonna lie and you're gonna get some fancy little things that are gonna happen to you, well, no, that's not how life works. You're gonna just entangle. You're gonna tie so many knots within your mind. It's gonna be very, very, very hard for you to untie. That's what you're doing with your mind. That's how it is. You're just tangling your mind with knots. This is much more severe if you're initiated into, like, let's say, the Buddha's order. So right now here, there's no rules, there's no kind of initiation, there's no spiritual practice. But if you're initiated into, let's say, the Buddha's order, and you lie about your spiritual attainments for the sake of that, that's much more severe, because the energy there is much more intense. So it's much harder to lie in the Buddha's order than it is, to, let's say, to me or to someone else's. So, maybe you can sense this, like, people naturally can't do very evil things towards me. Why? Because it's hard to do that around me. Why? Because because I'm literally like God. Whereas maybe me 10 years ago or 15 years ago, yeah, okay, people could get away with doing bad things. Why? Because my consciousness wasn't involved and it wasn't really a big deal. Now, that's very difficult. And in 10 years from now, it'll be almost impossible, virtually impossible for you to do bad deeds, unless you're some seriously deranged, pathologically ill person. So, see, the harder something is, the more intensely you do some bad action, the more severity you're going to suffer, the more bad karma you're going to sow for yourself. So don't do this, don't do these 5 things, don't kill, steal, lie, misuse your sexual energy, intoxicate your mind. These are the Buddha's 5 moral precepts. This is like, if you want to come to this monastery, this has to be followed, this has to be undertaken. Even though Sadhguru says, oh, there's no morality, you just upgrade your consciousness. Yes, that's true. But still, this is like a very, very safe training rules. These are training rules, okay? You come here, and if you have no stability in your mind, okay, put on these ropes, put on this little tricycle. You're going to ride this tricycle just to keep yourself safe. Put on a helmet. We don't want you to hurt yourself. So do these 5 things. So that's about hell. There's also heaven. The Buddha said that there's these types of beings that are angelic beings, and they are warriors, and they fight with demons, they fight with other kind of spiritual beings, and even though they live a very long time and their body doesn't experience much pain, they're still constantly quarreling and fighting with each other. And this is also in alignment with the ancient Shiva's text, because Shiva, the gods and the angels and demons were fighting, and then they did something with Amrita. They're trying to churn the ocean to get the elixir of life, and Shiva came and did something happened there. And also there's other various states of existence where you can become a god. You can become like a Brahma, or you can become, I don't really know how it works, but if you do very favorable actions, you can reach that state of existence. Well, that's it, my friends. Listen, okay, I need money right now. If you've benefited from my video here, send me some money, share with me some money. That's literally all I need. Yeah, so just send me some money, just for free, for nothing. Okay, I don't want to do any service to you. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to you. Just send me money on a PayPal, and that'll be the end of it. Why? Because I'm creating a spiritual place here. Fortunately, my food just kind of taken care of, so I have enough money to kind of feed myself for the next little while. So I need money to ultimately create this and flower this spiritual place, this yoga center that I've built for myself, or this been created for me here, or that I've kind of now manifesting and maintaining. Ultimately, for more living beings to come over here, and spiritual beings for spiritual practice to spiritual beings to come in and flourish here and flower here, and I can make that happen. So literally every single dollar and dime that you send to me will go towards this place. It will go towards the foundation of this building and towards me, finally creating some positive atmosphere for myself and for literally everyone else. And if you don't want to exchange money for me for nothing, well, then we can talk face to face. I can I can tell you about yourself. I can do a spiritual reading for you. I have a psychic insight. I can give you some psychic knowledge and insight about your life and about your living circumstances and anything else you want to know. So I'll read your chakras, and if that fancies your taste buds, send me some money after that. Donations. I'm working on donations. I'm not charging anything. And talk to me even if you for free. Okay, I'm going to talk to you for free. Even if you have no money, still, if you want to talk to me, I'm very happy to talk to you. I have the freedom and possibility and time to talk to anyone and everyone that reaches out to me. So do so. I'll help you. I'll change your life. Why? Because I'm here on a spiritual mission. I'm here to change the world. I'm here to improve the conditions of life. I'm here to expand your consciousness and for you to ultimately gain your ultimate and final liberation. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you stay tuned, like this video, I guess that does something for the video. Algorithm, comment, subscribe, share, donate, talk to me. Links will be down below. Okay, ShivaKailashShambho.